Hi guys, welcome back to Flick Finesse. Today we're counting down the top 12 best thriller movies recently added to Netflix, Hulu, and Tubi. Some are classics, some are hidden gems, but every single one will keep you on the edge of your seat till the very end. Maybe you've seen a few already, or maybe you'll find something totally new to watch. Either way, don't forget to drop your own favorites in the comments below. Alright, let's not waste any time, let's begin. Number 12. Last Known Location. It's one of those dark thrillers that's apparently inspired by true events, which always makes it extra creepy, you know? The story centers on these three women, totally different lives, different backgrounds, who are all suddenly snatched and held captive in some psycho's basement. The film spends time showing the police struggling to find any connection between the victims. They just vanished into thin air. But the core of the movie, and what makes it kind of interesting, is how these women, facing this nightmare, end up forming this totally unexpected, deep bond. That connection becomes the whole key to their survival, which is a nice switch from just focusing on the abductor. I saw some critics were pretty harsh on it. They felt the pacing was super slow in parts, and the characters felt a bit undeveloped, like they missed a chance to make it a truly gripping masterpiece. They said it didn't quite live up to its potential. But, and this is a big one, a lot of regular viewers are actually digging it. They said it had some decent twists and turns, felt really raw and realistic, and the acting was surprisingly good, especially the dynamic between the women. If you're into intense, gritty thrillers that focus more on the psychological survival and the victim's solidarity, rather than just cheap jump scares, you might enjoy it. Just manage your expectations. It's a bit of an indie effort, not a huge Hollywood blockbuster. Number 11. Heaven is for Real. Todd Burpo is a small-town pastor living a simple life with his wife and kids. Everything changes when his young son Colton becomes seriously ill. After surviving a near-death experience, Colton begins to describe his trip to heaven. He talks about meeting people he never knew existed and seeing things no one ever told him about. At first, Todd struggles to believe what his son says, but soon the details become impossible to ignore. As word spreads, the family faces questions, doubt, and even judgment from their community. A quiet, emotional story about faith, innocence, and the things we can't explain. Heaven is for Real is not about proving what's real. It's about believing in what you feel deep down. Soft colors, calm pacing, and emotional sincerity make every scene feel deeply personal. The movie doesn't try to preach. It lets the audience feel the warmth and confusion of faith. You're left thinking about love, loss, and the mysterious beauty of what might come after this life. Neil Bennett is on vacation in Acapulco with his sister and her kids, living the easy, sun-drenched life of quiet luxury. But when a sudden family emergency forces everyone to rush back home, Neil does something strange. He stays behind, silent and detached, as if nothing matters anymore. The film unfolds slowly, like a lazy afternoon under the scorching Mexican sun. There are no loud confrontations, no dramatic outbursts, just small, subtle choices that feel heavy with meaning. Every look, every pause, makes you wonder what Neil is running from, or if he's even running at all. Director Michel Franco keeps everything calm on the surface, but underneath, Sundown feels uneasy and tense. Tim Roth gives a hypnotic performance, barely speaking, yet saying so much through his stillness. Charlotte Gainsbourg adds quiet force, grounding the story with emotion that never spills over. It's not a movie about answers, it's about distance, guilt, and the weight of apathy. The more you watch, the more it gets under your skin. Sundown doesn't demand your attention, it quietly earns it, scene by scene, until you realize how deeply it's affected you. Number 9. No Good Deed. Terry is a stay-at-home mom living in Atlanta, balancing her days between family chaos and quiet suburban comfort. But everything changes one stormy evening when a man named Colin, injured and charming, knocks on her door asking for help after a supposed car accident. At first, he seems polite, soft-spoken, even grateful. But something about him feels slightly off, the kind of unease that grows slowly until it fills the room. What begins as an innocent act of kindness turns into a night of manipulation, fear, and survival, as Terry realizes she's trapped with someone far more dangerous than she imagined. The movie moves fast. No unnecessary setup, no slow burn. It dives straight into tension, building a claustrophobic sense of dread inside a suburban home that suddenly feels like a prison. Every sound, every shadow, every glance keeps you alert. Idris Elba is magnetic as Colin, charming one second, terrifying the next, while Taraji P. Henson carries the film with fierce emotion and quiet strength. Their dynamic makes the story pulse with intensity. No Good Deed doesn't reinvent the thriller formula, but it nails what matters. Suspense, unpredictability, and that uneasy question of how well you really know the people who come to your door. It's tight, tense, and human, perfect for those who love psychological thrillers that feel close to home. Number 8. The Ides of March. Stephen Myers works on the campaign trail for Governor Mike Morris, a man everyone sees as the future of American politics. Smart, calm under pressure, and loyal to a fault, Stephen believes in the cause and the man he's helping to elect. But politics isn't built on belief. It's built on secrets, timing, and deals that never see daylight. When one conversation changes everything, Stephen's world starts to tilt. The campaign turns from idealism to survival mode, and every choice he makes carries a cost. Behind the speeches and flashing cameras, the film shows the quiet, cutthroat side of power, where loyalty can shift overnight and truth becomes just another strategy. The pacing is tight, the dialogue sharp, and the atmosphere feels heavy with tension, even in the silences. Ryan Gosling plays Stephen with a mix of confidence and quiet exhaustion, while George Clooney, both directing and starring, brings charm that feels real but calculated. The Ides of March isn't loud or flashy. It's a slow, steady burn, a political drama that feels too real to be fiction. It's about ambition, betrayal, and the thin line between doing what's right and doing what wins. Number 7. Judas and the Black Messiah. Bill O'Neill is a small-time criminal who gets caught in Chicago in the late 1960s. To avoid prison, he's offered a deal: infiltrate the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party and report back to the FBI. What starts as a job for survival soon becomes a war inside his own conscience. At the center of it all is Fred Hampton. Young, fearless, and magnetic, he speaks with fire, moves with purpose, and has the kind of presence that makes people believe change is possible. But power like that attracts attention and danger. The movie moves with intensity. Every scene feels like it's closing in, every moment charged with paranoia and conviction. You feel the tension between two men, one fighting for a cause, the other trapped by his own choices. Daniel Kaluuya commands the screen with pure force, turning Fred Hampton into something larger than life but painfully human. Lakeith Stanfield gives O'Neill a haunted depth, a man torn between loyalty, fear, and survival. The performances don't just carry the film, they define it. Judas and the Black Messiah isn't just a history lesson, it's a gut punch. A story about betrayal, resistance, and the price of revolution. Raw, emotional, and powerful from start to finish, it lingers long after the credits fade. Number 6. Nightmare Alley. Stanton Carlyle is a drifter with charm and a knack for reading people. When he stumbles upon a traveling carnival, he learns the tricks of the trade, how to manipulate, deceive, and control through illusion. But as his confidence grows, so does his hunger for more. More money, more power, more danger. The film moves through smoke-filled tents, dimly lit bars and cold city offices, each scene painted with tension and dread. You can almost feel the weight of every lie he tells. The pacing is deliberate, letting you sink into the character's ambition and the slow unraveling of their choices. Bradley Cooper slips into Stanton's skin with a calm, almost unnerving confidence, a man who looks composed but is quietly falling apart inside. Then comes Cate Blanchett, smooth as silk and twice as sharp. The moment she appears, the tone shifts. Every word between them feels like a move in a dangerous game neither wants to lose. Nightmare Alley isn't about things that go bump in the night, it's about the darkness people create for themselves. It's slow, stylish, and heavy with tension. A story about ambition, deceit, and how easily a person can mistake control for destiny. It lingers with you, not because it scares you, but because it feels disturbingly real. Number 5. Just Mercy. Brian Stevenson is a young Harvard lawyer who moves to Alabama to defend people who've been wrongfully convicted, the kind of cases most lawyers avoid. One of them is Walter McMillian, a man on death row for a crime he didn't commit. The film moves slow, but in a way that feels deliberate. Every pause, every courtroom silence hits like a weight. You can almost feel the air go still when someone speaks the truth, and no one wants to hear it. Michael B. Jordan plays Stevenson with quiet strength, never showy, always steady, while Jamie Foxx gives a performance that cuts deep, balancing anger, pain, and dignity all at once. Their scenes together feel heavy, like two people carrying decades of injustice on their backs. The direction keeps things stripped down. No flashy edits or big dramatic speeches, just raw storytelling, emotion, and humanity. It's the kind of movie that doesn't need to yell to make its point. It speaks softly, but it stays with you long after it's over. Just Mercy isn't only about one man's freedom. It's about what it takes to keep believing when everything's stacked against you. It's about faith, compassion, and the quiet kind of courage that doesn't always win, but refuses to give up. The story hits hard because it feels real. It hurts, it moves you, and somehow, it leaves a bit of hope behind. Number 4. Tenet. A secret agent known only as the protagonist is recruited into a mission that doesn't follow time but bends it. Armed with one word, Tenet, he's thrown into a world where bullets travel backward and every decision can undo itself. The line between past and future fades, and survival means thinking in both directions at once. John David Washington carries the role with calm confidence, while Robert Pattinson brings charm and a quiet mystery. The scale of action is insane. Explosions reverse, fights play out and rewind, and your brain keeps trying to catch up. It's not about emotion as much as sensation. You feel it more than you understand it. A stylish, mind-bending experience where time isn't the enemy, it's the weapon. Tenet isn't easy to follow, but maybe that's the point. You don't watch it to get answers, you watch it to get lost in the loop. The soundtrack pounds like a heartbeat, each scene soaked in tension and precision. It's Nolan at his most ambitious, cold, clever, and impossible to look away from. Some moments hit like déjà vu, others feel like prophecy. And when it finally ends, you're left sitting there trying to piece together what you just witnessed, half amazed, half exhausted, and somehow still wanting to go back and watch it all over again. Number 3. Casino. Sam Ace Rothstein runs Las Vegas like a man who believes in perfection. Every bet counted, every dealer watched, every move calculated. He's calm, brilliant, and dangerously confident. But when his childhood friend Nicky Santoro arrives, bringing chaos and blood with him, the glittering casino world starts to rot from the inside. Scorsese doesn't just show Vegas, he dissects it. The money, the greed, the fake glamour, it all feels alive, loud, and slowly decaying. Robert De Niro is smooth yet obsessive, Joe Pesci is pure fire and madness, and Sharon Stone steals the spotlight with a haunting mix of charm, pain, and desperation. The movie feels like a symphony of controls slipping away, where loyalty turns into betrayal and love into addiction. Every scene burns with energy, from the quick cuts to the narration that feels almost hypnotic. Casino is more than a story about crime. It's about power, greed, and the dangerous belief that you can control luck. It captures how ambition blinds, how loyalty fades when money talks, and how every empire built on deception eventually collapses. Scorsese turns the glitter of Vegas into a slow, hypnotic descent. Beautiful, ruthless, unforgettable. Number 2. The outfit. Leonard Berling is a quiet English tailor working in a small Chicago shop, crafting perfect suits for men who aren't half as precise as he is. His world runs on silence, sharp cuts, and routine, until one cold night, a group of gangsters bursts in, dragging trouble through his door. What begins as a simple favor soon twists into a deadly game of secrets, lies, and survival. Every conversation hides a trap, every movement feels calculated, and Leonard's calmness starts to look a lot like strategy. The Outfit is a stylish, slow-burn crime thriller. Minimal in setting, rich in tension. Mark Rylance plays it perfectly. Soft voice, steady eyes, a man who seems harmless but might just be the smartest one in the room. It's not about action. It's about power, patience, and the art of staying one step ahead. The film unfolds like a tailor's masterpiece. Every thread, every fold, every secret stitched together with precision. It's a story where elegance meets danger, and silence speaks louder than bullets. By the time the final stitch is placed, you realize nothing was ever as simple as it looked. Number 1. The Last Duel. Jean de Carouge is a noble knight, loyal to his king and bound by honor. Jacques Legris is his friend. Charming, intelligent, but dangerously ambitious. And Marguerite, Jean's wife, is the woman whose voice sets everything into motion. Their lives collide in a story told from three sides, where truth depends on who's speaking. Each chapter shifts the light, showing how pride, power, and perspective twist the same event into something completely different. Ridley Scott doesn't just recreate history. He exposes how it repeats itself, how justice can be blind when men write the rules. The duels, the court scenes, the silences, they all carry weight. Matt Damon plays Carouge with stubborn conviction. Adam Driver gives Legris charm laced with menace. And Jodie Comer's performance is the soul of it all. Quiet, fierce, unforgettable. Forget the armor and the medieval backdrop. What actually stings about The Last Duel is how little the core issue has changed. It cuts right to the bone of power, truth, and the sheer audacity required for a woman to speak up when every man in the room would rather she stay silent. It's a grueling historical drama, yes, but its central fight for justice feels heartbreakingly current.